Welcome to Heat Check, powered by Defunct.com. These are the highest selling vintage t-shirts over the last 2 weeks on eBay. Kicking us off at number 10 this week, we have the vintage Eminem Chainsaw Rap Tee. This is from the 2000 Anger Management Tour. This one is a size XL. Take a look at this tee. This is probably one of my favorite Eminem tees. In fact, interestingly enough, Eminem hasn't really, I don't think, ever made the top 10 on this list. Maybe a while back, but he apparently has a new album coming out, and it is, some people are speculating it's his last, so expect some of the M stuff to climb in value as we get closer to that date. This one's sick on the All Sport event tag. It's a great tag, size XL. This is single stitch, but it's a good reminder that just because it's single stitch and single stitch production started to taper off in 1996, that you can still find single stitch t-shirts into the early 2000s. This one sold for $1,100. Then we have the 1992 Soundgarden Bad Motorfinger all over print. This is probably the coolest Soundgarden tee in my opinion. There are some other cool ones out there. Maybe Black Hole Sun is better. But in terms of, I think this is probably one of the only AOPs that I can think of from Soundgarden. On the Further Loom tag, size large. It basically just duplicates the design on the back, but still super cool. Definitely one of the cooler Soundgarden tees, and definitely one of the more rare ones. This one is sold for $1199.99. Then we have the 1998 Slayer tee. This one is interesting because this one is actually signed by the band. You can actually see here we have some signatures. Obviously, I'm not sure that this is authenticated, but I would imagine that these are probably legit. Down here we have a little bit of story. The shirt was signed to the band by some point. This t-shirt is definitely an incredibly controversial t-shirt. And sometimes I think probably gets pulled off of eBay. This is interesting because I think the last time we saw this one sell, it actually sold for more than $1,200. I think it was in better condition, but sometimes just having it signed isn't necessarily more desirable in terms of overall value. Sometimes people just want the t-shirt without the signatures, and some people want the signatures and don't really mind if it's on the t-shirt. But this one sold for $1,200 nonetheless. Then we have the Harley 3D emblem tee, Brothers in the Wind, size large. We try to limit the amount of 3D emblems that make the list because if we didn't, they'd be on the list every single week. It'd be getting kind of boring. So we've retired most 3D emblems unless the particular design has not been seen on the top 10. And this one has not, but this is even more interesting because of this tag right here. We have the Harley Davidson Company buy 3D emblem tag. It looks like it's on the physical tag that 3D emblem tags come on, but has the Harley Davidson logo on there. I'm imagining this is a post 3D emblem black and yellow tag, sort of a transition to the ones you would see in the early 90s. But I'm not entirely sure of that. Either way, this one looks like it's basically dead stock condition. Not sure if this was the original price, the $675, or if it hit a yard sale, a thrift store, or like a antique shop at some point. But it sold for quite a bit more than that. After 41 bids, it sold for $1,225. Then we have a Spaceman 3 long sleeve single stitch t-shirt. Spaceman 3, a famous shoegaze band. This one's pretty cool. I think long sleeve t-shirts might be coming back in style to some degree. We're seeing more and more of them on the top 10, and so who knows what's going on with that. But this is a cool t-shirt nonetheless. I love the sleeve hits personally. This one looks like it's in good condition. Let's see what tag it's on. Did they show us the tag? Yeah, it's on the screen. Stars Best, size XL, poly cotton t-shirt. This is probably a really nice t-shirt to wear with that 50-50 cotton and polyester, even in the summer. This one sold for $1,250. Then we have the 1995 Red Hot Chili Peppers One Hot Minute World Tour tee, size XL. Jackson Horror getting another one here on the list. I think he may even have an additional sale that made the top 10. So I think that will be like at least 3 out of 10. So congratulations. But this one's pretty cool. Not my favorite personally. I got that sort of like 50s retro vibe, 60s retro vibe on the giant tag, made in USA. Still pretty sick. Red Hot Chili Peppers there on the back, single stitch as we would expect. This one sold for $1,300. Then we have the 1997 Marilyn Manson Repent Antichrist Superstar t-shirt. This is a size XL. We have seen, I don't know if we've seen this exact design on the list before, but we've seen a lot of the Antichrist Superstar t-shirts from this era. This one's got a few stains, but even then it can command a high price, and this one certainly did. This one sold after only one bid, which I guess was probably just an offer of $1,350. Then at number 3, we have the 1990s Deftones Around the Fur t-shirt. This t-shirt has sold for pretty high prices as of late, as most Deftones stuff has. But this one, I think we had maybe 2 or 3 heat checks ago, and I think it sold for something similar to this, maybe $1,300. But this one looks like it's in really good condition, like really, really, really clean, to be honest. Maybe just some pit stains a little bit there, but not a whole lot of information. The title not the best, but still sold for $1,500. Then at number 2, we have the 1992 Alice in Chains, Alice in Wonderland long sleeve. Check this out, hooded t-shirt. Yes, this is a hooded t-shirt that Fruit of the Loom made for only a brief period of time. It's not a sweatshirt hoodie, it's a t-shirt hoodie. So that in itself makes it a little bit more rare. We have seen this Alice in Chains, the Wonderland design, a few times without the hood on this list, but with the hood, we've never seen it. So that is pretty cool. It's definitely a feature or an element that you just don't see very often, and definitely makes this a bit more desirable. This one sold for $2,199.95. Now remember to check out the defunct.com forums, where you can get your t-shirts legit checked, appraised, or other questions answered by a friendly community of vintage t-shirt enthusiasts. Then at number 1 this week, the Red Hot Chili Peppers Repeat Again. This is pretty awesome. 1984 true vintage, whatever that really means these days. One owner. This is the owner apparently. As I wrote about the other one exactly like this that I just sold. I bought this at Club Lingerie in 1984. I would see them play as often as possible, and they were incredible shows, usually ending the show walking from the back of the club to the stage wearing only a sock, closing with their blistering version of Jimi Hendrix' Fire. Sorry for the story. Love the story. It does have some stains and some holes, but on the Belton tag, size XL. This one is old. Probably from some of the earliest days of Red Hot Chili Peppers. So the collectors and superfans out there have this. I wouldn't be surprised if the buyer was Ryan Roots from Rally Roots. But either way, after 4 bids, this one sold for $2,750 for the number 1 spot on this week's Heat Check. Congratulations, both buyer and seller.